At least it's been super trolly for me lately.
Yeah, the ice rod is a special case, really, since it can only be on Trinex, or since you only need it for Trinex. It can be pretty much everywhere except for Trinex himself or in Ganon's Tower, if you even need it.
Very true. Alright, so we got bombs in Link's house. So that's going to help everybody out for when they're headed to Kakariko in a bit. It looks like Indispensable is just... He's the only one picking a different route right now, so we'll see what goes on with that.
Yeah, he's immediately going up to Lumberjacks, it seems like, and then it's in Forest while all the other runners going down the Uncle route, getting some rupees from the tree poles. That's pretty nice. A single rupee from the Uncle, that's...
He's a very generous man.
Looks like we've got a red boomerang at the Lumberjacks.
Hopefully Indispensable finds some bombs. He might be kicking himself when he goes back to Link's house.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, well,
there we go. Never mind.
Oh, and there's a first sword down in that thief's hideout. That's pretty good. Early sword.
It's definitely going to be helpful for them. Yeah, Evan has a counter. It's just very dark. You gotta get your magnifier out.
Alright, so we got pretty much all of our featured runners here going the same way, with the exception of Indispensable, who skipped out on Link's house.
Only thing he really missed out on was a few bombs, which he picked up later, so it's not really a loss for him at all.
Yeah, I'm sure the chest in there is on his mind, but right now he's just going for the big item dense locations immediately, I guess.
So far, nothing really too helpful. It's okay. So far, nothing really too helpful in Kakariko, but we'll see how the rest turns out.
Yeah, Blind's Hut kind of boring. A bunch of heart pieces, some rupees, which are nice for the bottle vendor, but not really what you're looking for this early on.
Moon Pearl.
That's a good find. That's our first item for the Dark World access, and the powder in here as well.
Honestly, powder is probably one of my favorite items.
It's definitely a good safety to have. So I've been picking up his Moon Pearl and his powder. We see Indispensable is kind of ahead in a way right now, at least for checking locations here, just because he skipped out on Link's house.
He'll definitely be checking that out later. So everyone's pretty much at the same pace at the moment.
Yeah, it's really only a little bit of save time for him. So, with the exception of the Moon Pearl, Kakariko really kind of not that great.
Don't forget about the powder.
Yeah, okay. The powder as well. Okay, so our trackers already caught this before us, but we had a map check from Evanidus, and we saw 2 crystals on Eastern Palace and 1 on Desert Palace, and Tower Fair has the red pendant, so...
I didn't see... Oh, Indspenceable. He just went for it. He just went for the race game without looking. So is Evanidus.
Yeah,
Turns out it's only a piece of heart.
I'm seeing more and more runners do this lately. They just think the time loss from check-in and then having to go back if it's something good isn't worth the little time loss that you get from just going for it and then saving and quitting.
I mean, it makes sense if it works out, you know?
Mm-hmm. So pretty much everyone going the south route now, checking the dam, and then probably over to Mini Moldorm Cave. With a sword in hand, not too bad. It can still be trolly, but at least you don't have to rely on your bombs.
That was probably also more incentive for people to check in the race game using the bomb there, knowing that they have the sword.
Mm-hmm. Just 20 bucks in the dam here. Alright, let's see what we can get from these Mini Moldorm, or rather the guy hiding behind them.
Do you ever wonder how that guy gets in there behind a bombable wall?
Oh man, they got the power gloves, and yes, I have wondered that before. I think, I don't know, I mean, and then when you get in there, he just gives you stuff.
Kind of just gives you a weird look and throws 50 rupees at you, so...
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Definitely a shady guy. Interesting to see that pretty much everyone is checking Ice Rod Cave. It's a location that a lot of people don't like to check.
It looks like, yeah, Salty's going straight to Hobo. He's gonna check that out first. He's skipping out Ice Rock Cave for now. We'll see if it pays off for him. It's just 20 rupees in there, so he may have made a good... Just kidding, he's going up to Waterfall Ferry.
Interesting. He's really only short like 65 rupees for Zora money. And if he wants to go up here, if he... Well, maybe he's hoping he finds some more money in here. That's a start.
Still a tad bit short, but I'm not sure what he's planning on doing. We'll find out, I guess.
Probably gonna check what the ledge item is. Just a heart. Oh, but Indspenceable finds the bow in the back of his gate, where Evan is also heading right now. So that pretty much opens up Eastern to them, though they would have to sequence break because they don't have a lamp yet.
I'm sure they're probably both gonna be headed there right now.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it.
The bow has been heavily trolly for me lately as well.
Yeah, sometimes it's hidden in the worst spot. I guess it kind of counts for every item in this game, but...
I think that was just a bomb upgrade at Hobo.
On the flippers, and I believe the silvers at back of Sahasrala.
Silvers is a pretty nice find after just getting the bow.
Yeah, that's gonna make the Armos fight even quicker. So
You're
Reds
right, it is
also...
Bombos.
Oh, they found Bombos. Okay, nice.
That was at Hobo. It's a little blurry. It's like a bomb upgrade to me.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little hard to tell on the restream. The worst are the two rods. You can never tell them apart. But we've got pretty much everyone going over to the eastern area. Evanidus and Indspenceable are neck and neck here, while the other two runners at the top are lagging behind a little bit. But really not a whole lot of difference.
We got Lantern in the first chest, so it's not going to be a sequence break anymore.
Alright, that's a little Eastern Palace care package right there.
Depending on what else we find in Eastern, this is looking like people are probably going to be heading up to Death Mountain after this. Maybe check out Old Man.
Oh man, they just found a cape, which, you know, at this point could point towards Aga 1.
My favorite place.
Everyone loves doing Aga 1. Most of the time, though, it just kind of looks like Aga 1, and then it isn't, especially since they've already got the Moon Pearl and the gloves, but one can hope.
We got Master Sword.
Okay, so that's now 2 ways to get to Aga 1. Let's see if we can find anything else here, and I'm kind of curious if they all decide to do... Well, with the lamp in hand now, they definitely do finish it right away.
Yeah, I think that was all 3 items. We had Lantern, Cape, and Master Sword.
Oh yeah, you're completely right. Just looking for that big key, which is in its vanilla position.
I feel like there's not really a point to leave when they have every item necessary, so I feel like everyone's gonna go ahead and fight Armos Knights.
Yeah, they definitely will finish this up, and then, as you said, they'll probably go up Death Mountain, since that seems really the most logical play right now. They got the lamp, they got the glove. Oh, looks like Evan is using this not really often used rupee room, grabbing... Oh man, I don't know. 18 times 5, I think.
He's still a little bit short.
Yeah, he needs to find 18 more rupees. Reg, on the other hand, has exactly 500 rupees.
Convenient.
Alright, so Indispensable making short work of the Armos Knights with silver arrows. Perhaps his first crystal, not even 15 minutes in.
He's pretty sure on rupees. I'm sure he's heading... Where's he going right now?
Oh, is he doing escape? That's
He might be going to do Aga right now.
Yeah, he could be gambling. I mean, it would be kind of a gamble with so many items left to check. Though he did, like, he was the only one that didn't go down here and check Uncle and everything in the beginning. Looks like Evanidus is doing escape, though. At least the part down towards Zelda Cell. They did find a small key in the sanctuary, so they can get to the back of the sewers if they want to check that one chest. Meanwhile, SaltyPhry also finishing up Armos Knights and grabbing his first crystal, so all 4 of our players now have their first crystal. I'll be interested to see who really decides to go up to Death Mountain first.
They might be putting it off until they find an item to either get them to East Side or up to Hera.
Yeah, probably. I mean, escape isn't really a bad choice at all. Just a bomb upgrade and a heart container down here so far. Oh, is SaltyPhry making the Aga play? No, he's not.
Oh, he thought about it.
Decided against it at the last second. Interesting. Evanidus setting up a death warp, so he definitely wants to check the sewers chests.
The single arrow. It's go mode.
Oh, he set up a death warp and then he saved and quit out anyway?
Wait.
Interesting. Alright, he figured out the last item was a map or a key. That's, of course, very true.
Got it.
So we're getting a Zora check from Reg here. He's the first one that gets up here who has actually enough money to pay Zora.
As we know, it's just a heart on the ledge, so we'll see if Zora has anything to give us. Just some bomb upgrade. You know, it's worth the 500 rupees, I'd say.
That's pretty expensive for a bomb upgrade, but what you gonna do? So Indspenceable making the Aga play, and SaltyPhry was indeed setting up his death warp spot for the Aga play as well.
I'd say it's probably the best decision at this point, with Moon Pearl.
Yeah, it's definitely a good decision. All the spots that are left, we see Reg checking up Death Mountain as we were talking about earlier. Other than that, I can only think of Agina's cave that they haven't checked yet.
I'm curious to see if the old man has anything of use.
I think the perfect item he could have would probably be the hook shot.
I mean, blue mail's nice, but it's nothing really necessary.
Yeah, that's one of those things you're not really mad about, but it's not what you want to have.
I am always happy to see blue mail. I don't care when I get it.
Yeah, tell me about it. I like my butter sword, red mail, 15 hearts, 3 blue potions.
Don't forget silvers.
Of course. Which all of these guys are making ample use of, really. With the Master Sword, silvers are probably your best choice to get all these guards down real quickly.
Red mail. Looks like it's a heavily clothed Death Mountain so far.
All these clothes up here.
It's just the old man leaving his laundry everywhere.
Why, more importantly, why did the old man have kids' clothes?
Oh no, dude.
Anyway, we see Indispensable fighting Aga 1 here. Let's see if he can get through this as quickly as he wants to, or if he gets trolled with a couple of blue balls. Evan is the only one that decides to check Agina's cave. If he finds a hammer or Titansmiths in here, that will be pretty big.
Evan really doesn't want to do Aga right now. Sounds like me. I get it, dude.
Just a bunch of bombs.
Looks like Aga is required after all, for sure.
So the only place they can really go is Catfish and Pod. With the lamp in hand and the bow already, Pod isn't too bad. But in honor of my friend Drubal, I hope it's progression at Catfish.
That would be so trolly. We got a map check from Indspenceable.
Looks like a green pendant in Mire, so that's... You're either really happy about that, Mire being a pendant, or you're really worried right now.
Is that Ice Rod? On Pyramid, I think?
Yeah, that was a rod of some kind.
A Rod.
A rod. One of the two. I think it was a fire rod. Well, maybe not.
I'm thinking everyone's gonna head to Pod first. Hopefully we get a progression item out of there. Hopefully the hammer. That would just be swell.
The hammer would be very nice. I agree.
But this is Randomizer, and you know, it's just never that nice.
I mean, this is the same play, I would say. But I'd still be very happy with progression at Catfish. Just give them a couple of rupees and a heart piece or something, and then, I don't know, maybe something that's good. Maybe the boots or something. But nothing that really gets them anywhere.
I'm hoping for mushroom and shovel in Pod. Maybe a bug net too.
Hey, bug net always required. Okay, so now the runners on our right side here making their way up Aghanim's Tower. I'm sure they'd like to be in Ganon's Tower already.
Hammer! Oh my god.
Alright, I'm just gonna go and get the stake ready here for the witch burning.
I'm sorry about your catfish progression hopes.
Boo! Boo, I say. Alright, so this immediately enables them to also finish Pod, which is the second dungeon where they just go in and find all the items that they need to finish it.
Extremely convenient. I bet they're both very happy about this right now.
I'm trying to figure out which item it'll end up being that trolls these guys, or if it's just going to continue like this. Will I be able to go into one crystal dungeon and find exactly the items they need that they need to finish, and then it just ends at like 1 hour?
That would be insane. I'm thinking maybe boots. Boots might be the trolley item. Boots require desert. We'll see what happens.
Boots required Ganon's tower big key on the torch. That's what I'm hoping for. A really super nice seed. You get all 7 crystals, don't have to visit a single pendant dungeon. And then you find the flute in Ganon's tower, and boots are in Mire.
That is cool. Evan just finishing up Aga right now. He's probably gonna head right to pod, just like Salty and Indispensable. Then we have Reg starting Aga.
Evanidus happily grabbing his ice rod. Of course, you find ice rod this early on, or in this convenient location when Turtle Rock is pendant that you don't want to go to.
You know, I was honestly about to mention that. I just realized it was the pendant, and Ice Rod is just kind of useless right now.
I mean, that's just rando, I guess. Oh, Indispensable taking a death here. Not too costly, but still very annoying.
Could have been worse. He could have died in the dark maze room.
True, which is thankfully not dark for any of these guys anymore. Evanidus is also barely able to pay Kiki here.
I mean, you had to get that bomb upgraded, Zora.
Yeah, true, that's 500 down the drain. You don't really want to miss out though, right?
Need all the bombs you can get. We got Blue Potion and Mirror in that little rupee room.
Those are 2 very nice items to find. The Blue Potion, not only you get a free blue goo, that also opens up Sick Kid, and the Mirror just opens up a whole bunch of other locations.
Not that they would want to go to Swamp right now without Hookshot, but they can enter it at the moment.
True, with the flippers. Man, that would be trolly. But, I mean, it could be the play with how every item that they needed was in the dungeon that they've entered. It could be a Hookshot in Swamp.
Hookshot on chest south of Big Chest in Swamp.
Okay. We shall see. If you're calling this again, I'm seriously starting to wonder and maybe get a little scared. Unfortunately, these guys don't have the red king yet, so I have to push the statue up there.
It's not that bad. At least they get a little bit of a workout, you know?
I mean, Link gets a pretty big workout all through a rando seed, I'd say, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess you're right. What's nice about getting mirror right before checking the big chest is that you could just mirror right back to the beginning. I bet they're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's extremely convenient. Mirror just helps not only with opening up more spots, it also just makes dungeons so much more convenient. Setting up death warps all the time just gets more and more annoying as the seed goes on.
This seed has actually been very nice so far. We haven't really witnessed much trolling at all.
No, I mean, it's been railroading them pretty hard so far, I'd say.
So Catfish, looks like Catfish only had a heart container.
Yeah, not really a whole lot of value there, but interesting to see Reg check it. My dreams completely shattered.
R.I.P. Herfy.
It happens.
Salty's gonna breeze through Helmassar, especially with silvers, and
Oh man, he's getting trolled. Okay, there we go.
two crystals down, 31 minutes in, not bad.
Yeah, on a pretty good pace, and now with the hammer and mirror, there's a ton of stuff you can check out. I'm gonna assume he'll save and quit to Link's house and then check out Hype Cave probably first. Oh, interesting, he's mirroring back. Oh, he probably thought he had flute.
Well, he also doesn't want to save quitting. Does that start you at Pyramid?
Only if you've, well, oh yeah, you're right. Oh man. If you've killed Aga and you have the Mirror and Moon Pearl, it starts your Pyramid. That's, of course, completely right.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't want to start there again.
See, that would have cost me like 15 seconds or something. Probably would have mirror bonked 20 times before finally finding a spot where I can mirror back to the light world.
Get our first Hype Cave check. Bomb upgrade. I have not seen a hype cave in a long time.
Yeah, it's really been lacking lately. I don't know. Sometimes there's like one item in there, maybe, but a lot of the times we see stuff like this. It's a little bit sad.
The not so hype cave.
So, Salty checking good old K45.
Making his way over to Digging Game. Can't quite make it up to CAC, but he's still got a couple locations to check.
Yep, gonna check Stumpy first, see what he has for us today. Well, there's your mushroom.
The dream. It looks like Indspenceable is picking up his blue boomerang.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, he's routing in the hobo check, so that's not the only reason he mirrored back there.
Fair enough. Just a piece of heart from Digging Game.
Yeah, okay, he's mirroring back. to take the long way around to get to the Dark World warp. No Titans bits yet. Can route in the sick kid check. Oh, and he's also going to check the Batman.
The Batman.
The one and only Batman.
Evan finishing up pod. Picking up his second crystal.
Yeah, I mean, even though these guys are a little bit behind, they're still in a very good pace. Your second crystal at 35 minutes in, you're happy about that. So what did Bad give us?
Nothing good.
Nothing good, of course. Let's see if the sick kid has anything. Also just a piece of art, so...
It seems like the best items we've found so far have been in dungeons.
Yeah, most of them really have been in some kind of dungeon, or at least close to one. I see Indispensable deciding to check out Skull Woods first, before going down to the Village of Outcasts.
That's never a bad play. You have a lot of chests to check pretty quickly, and there's only 2 items you can get. And a lot of times there's a progression item in Skullwoods. There's Ether, but we don't know if that's progression or not. Just kidding, they're both pendant dungeons.
Yeah, still, you never know, right? I mean, with the way it's been going, it doesn't look like they'll have to ever visit independent dungeons, but knowing this game... Just a map here. I mean, with the luck they've been having, I'm expecting Indispensable to find a fire rod in here.
I'm nothing good at treasure chests game. Could pedestal be required?
Let's see, you need... what are we still missing that could be on the pedestal?
Boots? Could boots be on pedestal?
Boots could definitely be on pedestal.
Now that would be the troll of all trolls for this seed. Going so smoothly, and then having boots on pedestal with boots required desert. Or Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that could definitely be a thing. There's also, I think, Hookshot could be on there. I think that's about it.
Yeah, boots or hook is required for mire, but mire isn't necessarily required for this seed.
I mean, if you're talking about ped, it could only be one or the other, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. We got the cane in Thievestown. The one and only. Just kidding, there's 2.
It's still a very good find, even though technically it could not be required, so maybe they're not too happy about it.
It just makes some things easier.
I really hope we see someone do Kane strats on blind. I highly doubt it, but I like to see it.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing that. It'd be nice.
The chances are admittedly pretty low. Oh, Salty needs to be a little bit careful. Does have the cape and the powder.
They also have a blue potion. They've got some pretty good safeties right now.
Oh yeah, that blue potion. There was just the map here in that little room where you need to bomb out the floor, so not too many locations left. At least they do have the hammer, so they don't have to leave the big chest behind. That's always really annoying.
It seems like there's always something important in that chest when you don't have hammer first time as well.
It can definitely troll you a ton. It's just one of those things that you don't want to do. You want to go in here with the hammer, and if you don't have the hammer and you go in here, you feel bad.
I feel like in that case, I always just check the first 4 chests and just piece it. But then that's when hammer is right next to blind, so... Or the maiden, whatever her name is.
I think both works. Okay, so looks like blind does have an item. And we're also going to get a couple of different maidens today.
Is she different depending on your sprite?
Yeah, it's because of the different palettes that the sprites are made in. But they also changed a couple of the NPCs in Kakariko.
Wow, I had no idea. That's awesome.
It's kind of unintentional, but it gives it a nice little, you know, different feel. Alright, Evanidus finishing up his blind fight, grabs the flute. That's extremely nice.
That's a really convenient location to find the flute. Again, this seed is very nice.
Yeah, really. It couldn't be much better. They already have the mirror too, so it's gonna take him like a second to activate that.
He's checking Sick Kid before he activates the flute. It's not a bad idea. I think he just flute right out.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where he's going. He could theoretically go to desert. Well, no, he can't. He doesn't
I'm
have,
thinking he might head up to Death Mountain now that he has hammer. He can go to East Side.
Oh yeah, no,
But he still doesn't have, what is it, Titan's Mitts.
Yeah, he can definitely with a mirror, as you say, go up there. Maybe check Tower of Hera if he wants to dip into a pendant dungeon. And if not, he can go to the east side and go top to bottom, Spiral Cave, and then Paradox Cave. That's a whole bunch of items. Looks like Evan isn't 100% sure where he wants to go.
I was thinking he was gonna go do the Smiths, but then he remembered he didn't have Titan's Mitts. So he might be checking Powder Bat now.
Looks like Salty decides to first check out Skullwood. Reg doing the same as well. As you said earlier, it's never really a bad play to check in here and see what's happening.
I think what we've seen, there's still one item to be found in Skullwoods, correct? I know they
think
found...
so, yeah.
Yeah, they have ether, but I'm not sure, do you? Evan's gonna be checking out Shovel and Stumpy, that sort of locations. Indispensable is finishing up Blind.
Yeah, Evanidus decided to finish up somewhere overworld before going to the next dungeon. With the mirror and the flute, it's pretty quick to get pretty much anywhere you want to. And you were right, there's definitely an item left in the back part of Skull Woods.
No sense in even heading over there. I mean, you can't without fire. What do you think? Where do you think Fire Rod's gonna be?
That's a good question. Maybe desert?
Cold Stare.
Cold Stare, okay. That's, I mean, with Bombos in hand, they definitely could do Ice Palace as soon as they find the mids. SaltyPhry checking more mirror spots here.
Yeah, I think Salty's the first to check these locations, so we'll see what's going on up here. Boots.
Oh man, that's huge for Salty. That's just gonna make everything so much more convenient and nice. And he can immediately check down here in King's Tomb now too. That's again an item that's just right there where you need it.
I think with boots, is that make him able to full clear Mire and Desert? Not that you want to full clear Mire right now, but oh my god.
Well, now he can't get to Mire. I was just about to say he still needs the mids,
Yeah.
but so much for that.
Yo, stacked.
Alright, so it looks like checking the overworld is the way to go for progression right now. Salty finding the boots and the mids in short succession.
Evan's gonna be picking up both changes of clothes right now.
Yeah, looks like Indspenceable was on pretty much the same way. They're synced up here, basically.
Looks like Salty's gonna check out Mire area and Desert, while Indispensable and Evan are probably gonna go up to Tower of Hera and Eastside Death Mountain.
This is pretty interesting with what Salty just found. He's basically completely diverged from everyone else. Tempered Sword.
Tempered's always nice. It's unfortunate Evan and Indispensable didn't check those locations to get mitts before heading up here, but Such is Rando.
Indeed. Alright, so Salty immediately dipping into the desert. Don't really blame him. There's 2 items here. He's not going to be boots locked, so might as well check it out. Of course, wouldn't have been boots locked anyway.
Of course not. I think we're just missing Fire Rod and Hookshot for go mode.
Yep. Those are the only 2 items that we're still looking for.
And if they aren't if they aren't trolly at all, which the seed hasn't really been, this could be a pretty fast seed.
Yeah, I think this could turn out really nicely for Salty, especially. I'm not sure when the other guys are gonna decide to check more overworld, especially those spots. They seem like spots that people route in very late.
I feel like you're correct on that one, especially without having boots. They're gonna want to check all those locations at the same time, but they don't know that boots is in one of those locations.
Mm-hmm. And well, we'll see. I mean, so far they're not doing anything bad, I believe. They've got a lot of items up here on Death Mountain, and they could be finding the Fire Rod or the Hookshot. So far, at this very moment, it's definitely looking like Salty made the right play in checking more overworld.
I think with the Fire Rod or Hookshot find, that might lead them to Swamp or Skull Woods, which is even further from those locations.
I think if it's Skull Woods, it would maybe work out for them. It's probably the closest they'd get to those locations to get the boots and the mitts.
You're right, yeah. But, with Flute, they might not head over there. Maybe after Skull Woods. We'll see, we'll see.
Alright, so this Hera really not working out for them so far. Not only is it a pendant dungeon and one of the 2 useless pendants, it's also basement required. So Salty sneakily grabbed his 4th crystal. More expected the Dark World is going to check out Checkerboard Cave.
Has he checked Agina yet?
That's a good question. I know that one player checked them earlier.
He must have, because he left it. I'm assuming he checked it already.
Oh, he's going to Ice Palace. I like this. You called the Fire Rod in here, specifically on Cold Stare. And unfortunately for our bottom runners, we see that Tower of Hera was a complete bust. Only a couple of bombs in the chest there in the basement.
It's not a bad move. Hera's relatively fast to go through, so I don't disagree with their moves.
No, absolutely not. And you're right, there's definitely worse dungeons to go in and not get anything out of.
Bootsless Spiral is pretty brutal.
Never fun. Don't even have the Hookshot to help with those little jelly guys. Salty just going to town here with his bombos. Alright, now we're coming up on the interesting parts of Death Mountain.
I'm thinking maybe hookshot up here. I'm done calling stuff. I'm done.
We'll see. I mean, there's a whole bunch of chests up here, so
Blue
Cane
cane.
of Brine. Oh, I think Red's just turned his mushroom in. He's the first one to do that, but it didn't quite catch what he got. I don't think it was anything important.
Oh, no hookshot, but half magic, something I'm always a fan of.
Oh yeah, I definitely want half magic. I'm just going for the bomb jump here. I wonder where he wants to go. He's getting out the hammer, so he wants to go back over to the west side, it looks like. He's probably gonna do Spike Cave with the Cane of Brine that he just found.
Well, you could have used cape also, but half magic helps.
So far, though, it looks like Salty really making the right decisions, because if he comes up here with the Titansmiths, he'll immediately be able to check the Dark World side of this. With the Light World side being so lackluster, that might be the only value that Death Mountain has.
Just a bottle in Spike Cave.
So Death Mountain, pretty much a bust. At least on the Light World side.
It's pretty unfortunate. I always tend to find some good stuff on that Death Mountain.
Yeah, you'd think, especially with the number of chests you can get up there. Let's see where they decide to go next. Taking this long way around for this Dark World warp is already annoying normally, but if you've killed Aga 1, all the guards get upgraded and it's even more annoying.
Yeah, hopefully he's gonna go check those locations and he'll find his boots and mitts. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, if Evanidus decides to check out the north side here of the Dark World, he's going to be in good shape. So putting his powder to good use.
Have we even found an item in Ice Palace yet?
If we have, it wasn't anything of importance, I don't think. I didn't quite catch anything, at least. Oh, looks like Evan has never checked Skull Whoops before.
Alright, well there's Quake. I think that might be our first item in Ice so far. Maybe Fire Rod is still a dream?
It could be.
Nope. That just killed it. Well, he's gonna finish it up and probably head to where? Where do you think he's gonna go next? Swamp? Without hookshot,
yeah.
it's not what you want to do, but there's not too much more he has to do without dipping into pendant dungeons.
That's very true. Swamp. I mean, Swamp sounds like the most logical choice right now for him. You don't want to go there without the hookshot, as you say, but he might decide to check up on Death Mountain first, since he's also got the mitts now. It might seem
that's
even more
true.
attractive to him.
He hasn't been to Eastside at all, so he's going to be able to check all those locations, minus Hookshot Cave, but hopefully he finds the hookshot up there.
How about hookshot in the first chest of Hookshot Cave? I've seen Gamer Cal in the chat also talk about trolly locations like that.
No, that would just be too much.
I mean, he's got the boots, he can bonk over there, so it would be kind of nice, and especially for him again.
Yeah.
The only one.
Evan's checking all those locations. He's gonna be happy about that. Did he check bonk? No, he doesn't have boots yet. You're right. It's about to get him.
Yeah, definitely good decision from him here.
Not that he knows it yet, but he'll find out soon enough.
He'll be very happy about this.
And Reg isn't going to be too happy when he finds out that Tower of Hera is nothing.
Yeah, you're never happy entering a pendant dungeon, and then if you found out that it had absolutely nothing, it just feels bad. Feels bad, man.
It looks like you were right with Salty going to Death Mountain.
Yeah, I like this play. You can finally grab the save and quit spot, and he has a lot of places to check with those mitts.
You think he'll be going into Hera?
Maybe.
Depends what he finds up here.
I think since he's right there, and since he doesn't have the hookshot to get over to the east side the quick way, he'll probably dip in. As you said earlier, it's a pretty quick dungeon to clear, and you might as well check it. Don't want to be trolled by an item in the Hera basement or something.
It's just so unfortunate that they have to go check that.
Evanidus is describing the item from the lumberjacks. I think, yeah, it was only the red boomerang, so I don't think he ever checked it before.
Did he not do King's Tomb?
Yeah, I was just wondering that as well. I think he might have skipped out on King's Tomb for some reason. Maybe he's going back right now.
Oh, please go back, Evan, please. Please.
I think he remembered.
Yeah, he'll definitely check Bonk Rocks, and then maybe he'll remember King's Tomb after that.
Yeah, I think this is just the way he routed it in. He wanted to check the lumberjacks first because he never checked what items on the ledge.
Got it.
It's like Salty. I think he's just using. I think he's just using the Dark World warp here. Hopefully, probably open up Turtle Rock if you can. Or do you think he's going in?
I mean, there's what, 6 items or 5 to check in Turtle Rock?
Yeah, 6 with Muma Cave. It's not the green pendant, but I mean, yeah, it's not the worst. Without the fire rod, he might not be able to go very far, so looks like he's not going.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to check it, but since he still has so many other locations to check in Death Mountain, he might be doing that afterwards.
I'm surprised he's not checking that bonk chest here in the Hookshot Cave.
The bug net, what we've all been waiting for.
Finally, the seed is beatable.
Bugnet and powder is a pretty nice combination if you're someone like me who just gets hurt all the time.
Okay, so Salty is foregoing to check the hookshot cave, which I don't really blame him for, but yeah, you know, if the hookshot's really there, he's not going to be happy about that.
We do get our first swamp dip by Indispensable. We'll see if that pays off for him.
Yeah, if you fence a hookshot in here, that's going to be pretty big. The problem is those boots and Titan's mids. You see Red's checking the Gimus cave and Evanidus checking the Mire area here. He's going to be grabbing his tempered sword.
You know, maybe hookshot is in swamp. We have been seeing the dungeons giving you exactly what you need.
We're coming up on the chest that you called way in the beginning of the seed.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
I never forget.
Oh god, if that's hookshot, I'm gonna buy a lotto card right now. Well, Salty's going up. He might be going back in that portal and checking hookshot cave.
Yeah, he might be. That's very true.
Ah, the dream. No.
Bummer. Okay, looks like he is checking hookshot cave.
Nope.
It was Sandcard at least.
Where is that hookshot?
Oh, he's going into Turtle Rock? Yeah, he is.
Not a bad move.
Yeah, I mean, if your fire rod blocked, you don't get very far, and if you find the fire rod in here, you're the king. Okay, let's see. So we're not blocked out just yet.
Yeah, at least you can check a couple more things. Indispensable still has, what, 2 more chests to check?
He's going over to the left side. There's 2 more chests, and then, yeah, without the hookshot, that's gonna be it.
I don't think he found Big Key yet. Shovel! Yes!
Oh, man. If that leads to anything, oh, jeez. Okay, so there's map on the left chest on the left side of Swamp. Unfortunately, without the hookshot, you're gonna have to go up there twice.
Looks like he's gonna check Hera. Which we know is not gonna pay off, but... I don't know, we got this last chest in Swamp. Let's see what happens.
I'm counting on Mire here at this point. 10 arrows. So, I mean, what else do we have left except for Mire?
We have Mire, we have the dig spot, which only Salty can check right now.
Mm-hmm. I think that's really almost all of it. I can't really think of something that we haven't seen at all yet.
Yeah, with all the runners combined, I think we've checked most locations.
So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. The only one Oh, we see
Evan.
Evanidus. Are we gonna see a bird toss?
I don't know. We'll see. Do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no,
No!
he can't do it.
He
Oh,
got-
that's sad.
That's just a bird spank. He just slapped him.
It's good enough. He tried. He tried for us. Wasn't his fault. So that's probably, unless it's at the dig spot, that's probably going to be a really good move for Evanidus. SaltyPhry picking up his B-Torp. It's indispensable.
I'm getting anxious watching Evanidus and Meyer. I know something has to be in here.
Yeah, it has to happen. If it's not in here, I don't even know. It's at the dig spot, basically. So let's see what SaltyPhry does. He's turning in his first fetch quest, so maybe he is on a fetch quest hunt right now.
So far, just a shield upgrade.
So that's 50% of the items in Meyer already.
He's definitely gonna head over to shovel spot.
Yeah, I think so as well. Alright, let's see what Shovel Spot has for us. If it's here, SaltyPhry is in the really... Oh, there's a fire rod for Evanidus as the second item,
Wow.
alright.
Oh wow. Oh my god, and just a green rupee. Ugh.
Oh man.
Alright, so we still have a location in Skull Woods. That's exactly where Evanidus is going, I'm assuming.
Yep.
So, I mean, hookshot in Skull Woods?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, where else would it be? Of course, Evanidus hasn't done Ice Palace yet, but we've seen it from SaltyPhry, so I really don't know where else it could be.
Now that we have Fire Rod, we could go back into Turtle Rock.
That's also true. Oh man. Double dip Turtle Rock.
Well, for Evan, I think it wouldn't be double dip. I think it was just Salty that went into Turtle Rock, correct?
Yeah, that's true. It's only for Salty. It will be a double dip. But Salty decides to do the swamp play. So that's unfortunately gonna waste him a whole bunch of time if he full clears everything that he can check in there.
I don't see why he wouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
But he'll definitely, he'll run right over to Meyer after he checks it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go for Evanidus. He's gonna be killing Mothula first. If Moth wants to be trolly, he won't drop an item and we'll have to go back in for that one chest that you have to walk around all the way.
Reg is finally picking up his boots, gonna be checking King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks. Oh no, he didn't go back to Dark World to check King's Tomb.
Oh, I hope he's just routing. I hope he's just routing it the same way that we saw earlier, where he's going back
There it is.
after the bomb.
There it is.
Oh man, there it is.
Is Evanidus go mode now?
Yep, that is
That's
definitely go mode.
That's it. We have our first go mode. I had to check someone else's timer because I can't read Evanidus's, but an hour and 15 in.
All right, that's That's still a pretty good go mode time, I would say, and he has the pleasure of go moding both Swamp and Ice Palace, two of the dungeons that you probably want to go mode the most, I'd say.
He got pretty lucky there. Indispensable picking up his boots. Look at him. He's not happy about that. Did you see that?
Oh, that's, yeah, that's not very happy, I would say. Thankfully, he is going to check the King's Tomb immediately, so that's very good for him. I really do hope Reg is going back for the King's Tomb sometime soon.
I think that might be where he's headed now. He made that mistake jumping off the ledge before going back to Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not going to be happy. We might see a couple sword slashes out of him too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. So unfortunately, SaltyPhry is going to be wasting a whole bunch of time in here, checking out everything that he can. And then he'll have to come back later just to kill Argus and get that crystal. I also think it's pretty interesting that both Pyramid Fairy crystals ended up being the dungeons that Evanidus can go mode.
Yep, very true. Salty checking his last chest now.
Yeah, no rage splashes, but definitely not happy either.
Where is he going? Did he go into Skullwoods yet? He might be thinking,
I think he's been in there.
oh no, is he gonna check Smith's?
Oh yeah, he's doing it.
Salty, no.
Oh man, he's gonna do the full round, grab the frog, and check the hammer pegs, and then he's probably gonna bring back Gary's lunchbox too. Oh, that's no good.
Just like Gary's lunchbox?
Yeah, that's Gary's lunchbox.
Is his name Gary?
Yeah, I guess. You know, we always find out what his wife packed him for lunch that day.
Man, she is the worst lunch packer. I mean, the only food item we have is a mushroom, and that's not very fulfilling.
I mean, the most of the time she just packs some money, really.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, he can buy himself like a pizza or something, I guess.
Yeah, she's like, here, get your own lunch. I'm not cooking today.
Thanks, Patricia.
Is that who Gary's married to?
Yes.
Okay.
I just decided.
Alright, works for me.
Alright, Evan going over to Ice. Since he just finished up Swamp pretty fast.
Yeah, and Ice Palace is going to be equally fast in go mode. Just one Ice Palace bomb jump and you're right down there at Colts there.
That's the move we wanted to see, Salty. Let's go.
Yeah, very nice. Gonna be finding exactly what he's looking for. You know, all in all, I still think this seed hasn't been too trolly to these guys.
It really hasn't been. The only pendant dungeon we were required to go into was Misery Mire. But granted, we have seen Turtle Rock and Tower of Hera being dipped into.
They also didn't really find any items that led them astray, like they didn't find a book, so they just started checking tablets and, you know, weird things like that.
It's true. And Mirror was required for overworld locations. Like, not only for Swamp, of course.
Mm-hmm. Some interesting cane strats here from Salty, working out quite well.
I definitely need to learn some strats for that room.
That room was so awful.
Mire is awful.
Looks like Evanidus having a little bit of trouble here with the Ice Palace bomb jump. This one looks good though.
Yeah. There we go, dude. He's got some time to spare though. Not that he knows that, but we know he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, at least, you know, from the 4 guys we're restreaming here, I'm gonna have to look back, but I think there's about, well, over 30, I'd say, people in this race.
Wonder how everyone else is doing.
I think around 45 people, if I'm seeing this correctly, on IRC, so there's always the chance that Evanidus might get sniped, but he's definitely on great pace.
Salty about to pick up his fire rod.
Yep, as Evanidus fights Cold Stare, his last crystal, and you know what that means, right?
Time to pick a number.
You want to do the honors?
Go for it.
Alright guys, so as soon as Evanidus picks up his last crystal here, we are going to be going up to Ganon's Tower, where we will be looking for the big key. And I'm going to be starting the guessing game here. Oh, he also picks up another bottle. That's very nice. Alright, so Evanidus picks up his last crystal.
Is Salty finishing up Mire for the... Is it a green pendant? It is. Because he already found both his items. It's an interesting move.
Yeah. I guess he's thinking maybe that Hookshot could be on Salzrella for the green pendant.
Alright, which chest are you gonna say, Herfy? What do you think?
I always pick number 8. Every time. It used to be the chest in the firebar room with the 2 spinning fire bars where it's really kind of annoying to get to. But with how people started going right every time they find a small key there, it's moved a little bit to, I believe, the first or second chest in the 3 stealthers room. Do you have a number that you always pick?
I've never decided on a number. I guess I'll pick one now. Let me think about it.
Yeah, sure, you got some time.
I'm gonna go with Bob's chest.
Bob's chest. Okay, that's a nice one. I like that one.
Bob's a cool guy.
Bob is pretty cool. Rando exclusive.
Salty's making short work of Vitreous with silvers.
Yeah, probably one of the quickest fights you can have with the silver arrows. Maybe Armos is quicker, but still, it's really nice.
You think he's gonna go... He's probably gonna go right to Sahasrara. I mean, that's the only reason he picked up this pendant, I'm sure.
Yeah, there really is no other way, I believe. I mean, if he isn't, I'm really kind of curious what his decision-making is here. Alright, so Evanidus opening up Ganon's tower, so here we go. So far, nobody has finished yet on IRC, so he's still in the running.
He's probably feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah, though around the time of Ganon's tower is usually when the nerves start setting in, at least for me personally.
Just anxiously awaiting someone to done.
Yeah, the best thing to do is minimize IRC. Man, Salty grabs. I didn't quite catch that, but I don't think it was anything important of Sahasrara. Couldn't really have been anything important.
Didn't look like anything to me, just a blur.
Yeah. Is now heading...
3 locations checked so far.
Yep.
Oh, there's 220s on right side, so...
Oh, no key even, okay.
About 4. Alright, there's nothing yet. So it could be your original 8, the fire bar room.
Better be number 8.
And Salty's gonna pick up his hookshot in a minute after he beats Mothula.
Oh man, just a piece of heart.
Indspenceable finishing up ice.
Yes. Where does he go now? Oh, he's going back in. He apparently skipped something. Coming up on chest number 9 here for Evan. Just an arrow upgrade.
Whew. Bob's chest, let's go!
Here comes the Rando room. The room you never see, only in Rando. There it is, chest number 10.
Oh, wow.
I don't think anyone even guessed number 10, so...
Oh, no, no one did.
The prices stay in the pot. Reg almost locking up Coldster in the corner there. It's harder than it looks.
I definitely know that.
That is not in the mimic rooms. I'm in a little bit of trouble with those BMOs. I hate those guys.
Oh, this room's awful. Well, Salty just went into go mode, so he's gonna be finishing up real soon. He'll be getting into Ganon's tower in just a moment.
Yeah, all he needs to do is quickly get into Swamp Palace, grab his crystal there.
Swamp's never fun to double dip into.
Nope, even if you can go straight to Argus, you're never happy about that. Especially since they went in there without the hook shot, so the left side took even longer. And looks like we've got our first place finisher already, so Evan getting sniped by just a couple minutes here. Minochi finishing in first place, 1 hour 29 and 45 seconds.
This was a pretty decent seed.
Yeah, looks like you could have sub 130 here if you're going by Minochi standard. Barely makes it by 15 seconds, but still. Evanidus climbing the gauntlet here. All these horsehead guys, they're so annoying.
It's never fun, these rooms. At least not for me.
Alright, SaltyPhry heading into Swamp Palace to grab his last crystal. Evanidus heading into the Land Molus 2 fight. While other... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Like you were about to say, Reg and Indspenceable are doing the whole Smith's quest and everything. Trying to find the fire rod and hookshot.
Yeah, unfortunately we already know that it doesn't really lead to anything, so they're not going to be too happy about what they get.
They're pretty much completely tied right now. Reg's just a tiny bit ahead of him.
Yeah, it's really close between these two. I haven't seen that before. I didn't realize that before. It's probably the better way to word that. And we just got our second place finisher, Killer App 23, finishing with a time of 1 hour 32 and 2 seconds. Looks like the first 10 are coming in here.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of completed real soon. Evan having a little bit of trouble with that torch room.
Doesn't bother checking anything. He doesn't really need anything. He's got silvers, he's got a tempered sword, he's got blue mail, and a whole bunch of hearts.
I believe he still has a blue potion as well.
Yeah, he really...
Worry about.
Oh, and I just saw a red potion that he bought, I believe, before he came up here, or before he went back into the swamp.
But can we get a validation check?
We shall see. Oh, he was thinking about it for a second.
Oh, come on, man.
Good man, good man. He's also got quite the interesting rupee count here. Neighbor of the Beast.
I don't even know how you could read that. Entering Agatu. Let's see how he goes. Got a double.
Good start, but a blue ball and only a single in the second round. A pretty bad pattern there. This one isn't too much better. Oh, man.
Oof.
Oh, very nice triple there.
Beautiful. Salty's gonna be heading up to Ganon's Tower right now. And again, Reg and Indspenceable are kind of on the same wavelength a bit.
Yeah, it looks like they're both heading up Death Mountain here. Reg checking the Dark World side of it for the first time. It's not gonna find anything great.
Evanidus about to enter Ganon. With his items, like you mentioned before, it shouldn't take very long at all.
No, he shouldn't have any problems here. Let's see. Oh, he does. Oh, man.
Wow. Oh no.
He thankfully has a fairy, but immediately giving Ganon a big ol' hug. Alright, I think he's good for the first phase. Yeah, there he goes. Second phase starting now. Not a super great position up in the left. You'd rather have him in the top right, but ooh, he still does a good job. It's down to 1 heart.
Ooh. And yeah, he's got a red potion. I think he also has a blue potion, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, he makes it through the dangerous phases here, so he should be okay.
Reg doing a turtle rock check.
Yeah, and SaltyPhry just now opening Ganon's tower and heading in. Evanidus doing a good job here. Got our third place finisher, Mac and X, with 1 hour 35 and 43, just sniping Evanidus by not even a minute, I'd say.
Evanidus barely missing torch glitch. It's only got 1 hit left though, so it's not going to make a difference, and it's done.
Good job, GG to Evanidus finishing up here. Let's see if he manages to snag the 4th place. Once we walk through that door, there we go. And he does finish in 4th place with a time of 1 hour 35 and 57, so only 14 seconds behind 3rd place.
Not bad.
Very nice for him. Immediately afterwards, our 5th place for Rain coming in at 1 hour 36 and 26. So we've got our top 5. Okay, let's see if we can get Evanidus in here for an interview.
Oh no, Salty checking right side.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
It's a gamble.
We've got our 6th place finisher in Solski with a time of 1 hour 37 and 10 seconds. We're coming up on the... Oh wow, insane. We've got a 7th place tie between Cyan T and Inknan, both finishing with a time of 1 hour 37 and 32 seconds at exactly the same second.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh man, that's only the 2nd tie I've ever seen since I've started watching Rando.
I don't think I've even seen 1 tie.
I think we've had a tie in a secondary tournament match between 2 players, which forced them to redo the match.
Jesus. Fire Rod is in Mire, and Hookshot was at Mothula.
Yep, so the Meyer play from Reg here is a good one.
Bob's chest, only a 20 rupee. Salty's not going to be happy when he finds out where Ganon's key is. Big key is.
Yeah, that right side check was a little bit unfortunate for him. Oh, and we've got Evanidus in chat, I just realized. So we're probably not going to be grabbing a post-game interview from him, but you can ask him anything you want in there.
And only Couch Cash.
Couch Cash sleeps again. So Salty now making his way up left side. I'm pretty sure he knows that the key has to be somewhere here. Well, Reg has found his fire rod, is immediately going back to Skullwoods, which he'll be very, very happy about.
Indispensable is not far behind.
He definitely isn't. We can only hope that with the fire rod, he immediately goes back to Skullwoods as well.
I think all of our runners but Salty full cleared Hera.
Yeah, I believe so. Despite not clearing Hera, he still didn't quite manage to pull this one out, but he's still a very respectable time from him.
Oh yeah, it was that late Meyer check that did him in.
Mm-hmm. So Indispensable grabbing his fire rod. Where does he go now? Yeah, he's also immediately going to be heading toward Skullwood. So both of our runners here that are not quite in go mode are doing exactly what they need to be doing.
They'll be heading up to Ganon's tower in due time. They both still have to do Swamp after getting this hook shot, but it shouldn't take them too long, go mode Swamp.
Mm-hmm. We've got Airy Roar finishing up in 9th place within a time of 1 hour 41 and 54, and immediately behind him Demon RHK with a time of 1 hour 42:21. So we've got our top 10 done, and unfortunately SaltyPhry is gonna miss the top 10 spots just by a little bit. Reg is grabbing his penultimate crystal, I guess. Still gotta do Swamp, as you mentioned earlier. And Salty is having a little bit of trouble with the Landmo 2 fight here.
Finishes it up. Honestly, all in all, I would not be disappointed if I had this seed. It wasn't that awful.
No, it really wasn't that bad. I don't think anything was especially trolly. I mean, Fire Rod and Hookshot kind of eluded them for a long while, but it's still, I mean, that was the only pendant dungeon we had to go into, and it wasn't even on the boss or anything.
Everything was pretty much straightforward, especially in the beginning, so...
Mm-hmm.
Salty having some trouble with this bridge that I always have trouble with.
Alright, now Indispensable picking up his hookshot and his crystal. Looks like he released the bee to help fight Mothula.
That is one raging bee.
Mothula, the only boss that you can actually hurt with bees.
If only a bee could help me fight Trinex.
Yeah, they're sadly kind of useless there. Oh man, getting bullied there.
Oh
by
my
Troll
God.
too.
How rude.
There we go.
Let's see what's in this chest? Question mark? Yes. Validated.
Boo, just an arrow upgrade. That should teach ya. Nobody likes that chest.
Almost as useful as the Zora item.
Almost. So Aga 2 for Salty. Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, and here the trolling starts. Still a very nice Aga 2 fight for him here. Definitely gonna finish with a sub 2. Ganon fight with Tempered Sword should be equally fast as it was from Evanidus, so I'm not foreseeing any problems for him here.
Not at all, and he has plenty of hearts right now. And he also, now he has blue mail. I was gonna say red mail, but there's only Reg and Indspenceable who ended up picking those up.
Mm-hmm. Ganon talking about deja vu. I wonder how many Ganon fights we've seen over the course of Rando.
I don't want to know. Too many.
Here. Oh yeah, too many is definitely right. Alright, so Reg now grabbing his last crystal and gonna be making his way up to Ganon's tower just maybe a minute or two before Indspenceable. SaltyPhry going into the last phase of the Ganon fight. Barely misses the torch glitch. Does have a blue potion should he need more magic, but I think he should be fine. Oh,
He'll definitely be alright.
yeah, there we go.
I was looking at his arrow count right before going in there. I would have been a little nervous. I mean, he seems pretty experienced, but makes it out of there. 8 arrows to spare.
Yep, and he manages to grab the 11th place with a time of 1 hour 48 and 1 second. Let's see if we can grab SaltyPhry for a post-game interview. Looks like he should be here soonish.
Alrighty.
But there he is. Let me get him in real quick. Hello, SaltyPhry. GG and congrats on your 11th place.
Thanks very much.
How are you feeling about that seed?
I have mixed feelings about that. Early on, it felt pretty good. Everything was going really well, and then I kind of hit a wall there. After when I was just looking for the fire rod and hookshot, I seemed like I made every wrong choice at that point in time. But early on, it felt like everything was going pretty well. Every choice I seemed to make seemed to be the good one. I went to Agnum pretty early, skipped a few locations, just kind of gambled that they weren't going to have an item that would send me to the Dark World. Then went right to Pod, and that had all the answers. Then after I kind of got the mitt and the boots right next to each other, that's kind of when I hit that wall and kind of searched everything with nothing for, felt like a good half an hour or so there.
You were actually the first to find the boots and the mitts there.
And it doesn't really surprise me. Like up to that point, like I felt like I was making every right choice. And then, yeah, at that point, I just kind of made every wrong choice. It felt like I went to Desert after that, and I seriously considered going in Mire at that point in time. But I'm like, no, I got all this other stuff I could do. got bombos. Maybe that's telling me that the fire rod might be an ice palace, and that's a crystal. Maybe I should go there instead. So I tried that, and that was a bust. Tried Death Mountain, that was a complete bust. Dipped in Turtle Rock, bust. Pretty much everything was a bust at that point in time.
Right when you found Shovel in Turtle Rock, what were you thinking?
I was really hoping it wasn't going to lead to the fire rod. I hoped it would lead to the hook shot, if anything. So the last thing I wanted was to lead to the fire rod and have to turn around and go right back into Turtle Rock at that point in time.
That would have been really brutal, honestly.
But yeah, as Sedan was saying, you were pretty much ahead as soon as you found those boots and the Titan's mitts, and then it kind of just hit the wall that you were talking about, which was really unfortunate.
I came very close to actually skipping that cave above the graveyard there. I was originally thinking about basically checking that maybe, and checking the bumper cave, and then using the mirror and going right up to Death Mountain at that point in time. I'm like, should I check it? Should I not? And then at the last second, I'm like, all right, I'll check it. And good thing I did, because otherwise I would have been off on an even bigger tangent, I guess.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well for you. I'd say the whole beginning worked out pretty well for almost everyone. It was very linear in a way, and it kind of funneled you into locations and gave you exactly what you needed in the places that you needed it in.
Yeah, I think my kind of advantage was probably I just skipped some of those one-offs that were kind of out in nowhere that didn't, I guess, have anything in the end. Ice Rod Cave, Zora, and catfish type things that would take a minute or two. I guess that kind of gives me a few minute advantage on everyone else early on.
Yeah, that definitely helped out, and it also turned out, as you said, that they really didn't have anything of value.
That's kind of one of the things I do and kind of rely on. I skip little locations like that that are little one-offs and hope they don't have anything. When they do, that can really turn around and bite me. I remember having one seed where the ice rod was in the Ice Rod Cave, and it was one of the very last locations I checked.
Yeah, these are just the gambles you take, I guess. So, other than that wall you hit, anything particularly trolly or anything that you especially liked about the seed?
Nothing really too exciting, I guess. Just another seed, I don't know. Nothing really sticks out about this one. I guess you could have completely ignored Death Mountain, I think. I'm pretty sure there was
Pretty
absolutely
much.
nothing of value on there other than going up there to go to Ganon's Tower, I guess.
Yeah, I don't recall anything super special being up there.
When you took that right side gamble in Ganon's Tower, we of course, we knew the results of where the key was. Right when you mirrored out, oh man.
That's always the route I take, so it's kind of always the risk I take, right? So if it had been on the right side instead, I would have gained a bunch of minutes on everyone else, I guess, because no one else could have gone right with no keys on the right side.
Right. It wasn't even that much time loss anyways.
Yeah, I know. At that point in time, it doesn't really make a big difference one way or another. And it looked like no one finished within 2 minutes or 3 minutes ahead of me, so it likely didn't even affect my standing in the end.
Ooh, Reg is taking a death here in Ganon's Tower. Thankfully has a fairy. That's really, you don't want to do the whole ascent thing twice. My gauntlet is painful once. Anyway, GG again to you, SaltyPhry. It was definitely a pleasure watching you. I think you did a great job.
Thanks very much. Thanks for commentating. Thanks to everyone involved, the restreamers, Feasel, and everyone else. It's nice to have these going on all the time.
Yeah, I think these daily races are awesome. We've got to see a lot of runners that are not in the tourney that are still very good. We get to see a lot of variations. And of course, as Feasel is putting the links in the chat, please, if you've enjoyed what you've seen from Salty and also from Evanidus, of course, and both other runners that are featured here currently, make sure to throw them a follow. They deserve all the support they can get.
These dailies are just great exposure for randomizers in general.
Yeah, I really think it's awesome that Fiesel put something like this on and keeps it going. There's always a lot of racers. These daily races are also open to everyone who has any interest in trying this or racing just for fun. You'll never be forced to be restreamed if you feel uncomfortable doing that. So you can just join them and see how you measure up against the other runners. It's a good experience. So right now, we've got Indispensable on his Landmo 2 fight, while Reg is making his way through the torch room, going upstairs now. Just a little bit ahead here, really not too much.
They've been pretty much neck and neck for a while now. Just like a minute behind each other.
There really isn't too much difference, and it has been like that ever since before they went into Skull Woods, right?
Just about, yeah.
Right, Reg having no trouble with Troll Dorm 2.
Yep, all 4 players had the same seed.
Alright, here comes the Aga 2 fight for Reg.
I think that's 3 hits now.
Yeah, having a little bit of trouble here, but the patterns aren't the nicest. Gets a nice double to finish it off.
Go. And Indispensable just finished Moldorm.
Yep, gonna be heading into his Aga 2 fight just about as Reg is dropping down into the little hole for Ganon here.
Have there been more finishers? What are the standings right now?
Let's see, we're coming up 18th place, just finished with a time of 1 hour 58 and 41. So we're coming up on top 20 here, closing out slowly. They're both still in the running. And I think there's about 40 to 45 people in the race currently. We've had a couple forfeits, I believe.
I gotta join one of these one day.
Oh, you definitely should. They're fun. And really, I believe the best way to learn is to race with a whole couple of people and then afterwards watch the VODs of the guys who won to see what they did differently from you and how you can improve on that.
That's smart, yeah. My practice is usually just watching people do randomizers, so.
Well, that's also very good, I'd say.
Ganon not being too helpful with trying to get Torch Glitch at all.
Oh, standing in the way. Gotta burn some bacon first. Ooh, needs to be
It's
careful
alright.
there. Gets the last arrow in.
That was very, very quick end of that fight there.
Reg manages to sneak in here in 20th place at 1 hour 59:49, improving his PB by 8 minutes and 22 seconds. So,
Oh man,
yeah.
good game. GG Reg. So that's his first sub 2?
Yeah, definitely. That's very
For him.
nice. Getting it in a race where you're also featured on stream. It's pretty good. Good job.
Indispensable is not going to be far behind at all. He's just finishing up, starting the final phase right now.
And it looks like we're getting Reg in for a post-game interview on here. Hello, Reg. Grats and congrats on your PB.
Yep.
GG.
Thank you. Fun
Your
seed.
first sub 2?
No, I've gotten several on my own, but first since I started playing SRL. So
Oh, alright.
I think my best, though, I got a random 140 once, but aside from that, my best is like 152.
Well, congrats with that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How did you feel about this seed?
Probably the cleanest seed I've ever played as far as the execution goes. And I really liked my routing too, until I decided not to go into Misery Mire. That actually really wrecked me. So.
Yeah, Misery Miner seems to have tripped up every one of the runners today on the restream.
Yeah. I was just bound and determined not to go there, so I wound up clearing everything else. Oh well, it happens.
When you jumped off the graveyard ledge before checking,
Oh,
or
yeah.
before going back into the world.
That was the story of the second half of the seed. I didn't remember I didn't have items. Did that with the hook shot a couple times too. But yeah, tilt was starting to set in, and I'm bad at that.
I was expecting to see some rage swipes after picking up Titan's mitts.
Yeah. At that point, I was planning on bombing the boots if they were the mitts, but they were the boots instead. So I was like, yeah, let's just run away real quick. Oh well.
Well, still, it was very enjoyable. I think you did a great job on this one. You still managed to eke into the top 20 out of, I think, around 45 runners.
Yeah. That's good. That was better than I was hoping for. I'm normally shooting to place in the top half. Normally something happens that keeps me out of it. Like in the key sanities, I keep wasting keys in Turtle Rock. I'm still mad about that.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've played 3 of them, and 2 of them I did that and lost a lot of time.
Well, good for you for even going into key sanities. I'm still too scared to attempt those.
Key sanity is not that much different than open, aside from that one door. So, at least that's my take on it. I actually like it more until I really mess something up like that. And then I just get blindly frustrated and start forgetting locations exist. Oh well. That's a different run. That's not this run. I'm proud of this run.
It was a very good run.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can definitely be proud of this one.
Right.
This seed wasn't all that trolly. So.
No, it wasn't. It was just Misery Mire.
And that was the only pendant required, or pendant dungeon with a required item in it.
Yeah, I dove Hera. I didn't need to. But there were other factors behind that one, and I'll leave it at that.
I mean, Hera's very easily routed in, and it's not a very long dungeon to complete.
Yeah.
That's not a bad move at all.
And then I went Turtle Rock because I didn't want to go Mire. But
fair enough.
I could have finished, like 15 minutes faster probably if I went Mire immediately after Desert. I don't know what the time is. I wasn't paying attention to my clock. I'll go back and watch the VOD on that one and check it out. But, yeah.
I mean, at least there were only those 2 chests that you could have checked in Turtle Rock, or...
Right, that saved me a lot of time.
Imagine if you went back there after fighting Fire Rod.
Oh no, I was hell-bent on clearing that moth as soon as possible. But I was really glad when that hook shot dropped and I didn't have to go back into Turtle Rock, because that
Oh, yeah.
probably would have been the next play.
Let me get Indispensable in here real quick. He's also here and just finished up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey there, Indispensable. GG.
Hey, thanks.
How do you
feeling
feel?
about this?
You know, I feel okay. I feel like I played pretty well, at least for me. And the beginning went really well, but I got stuck a couple of times where my progression was literally the last place I looked. Looking at Graveyard Ledge and Mire specifically.
So basically, we played the exact same run.
Oh, you guys were very close. Ever after, Skull Woods, the first dip in?
Yeah, I
I
think
believe
we're
that.
somewhere around there.
In hindsight, I probably should have checked Mire earlier because it was Green Pendant. So there are definitely places I could have skipped. But other than that, I feel okay about it. I didn't end up falling to Troll Dorm or anything. So good seed.
Yeah, it was definitely a good showing from you. All right, so do you guys have any final words? Anything else you want to mention about the seed or get off your chest?
Yeah. I gave him the shout out in Discord, but I used the setup for the second bomb jump in Ice Palace, the one in the hookshot room. Evanidus taught me that like half an hour before the run. So shout outs to him for teaching me that.
All right.
Man, good man.
Oh, I wish I had that. I had to double dip ice to get the last item, the Quake.
Ah, that's unfortunate. I would have had to if he didn't teach me that.
Yeah, I'll go learn that today.
Hmm.
All
And
right.
yeah, shout outs to everybody involved.
Yeah, GG's to everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks again for the races and for being willing to be restreamed. It definitely was worth watching and was very entertaining. As I said earlier, please, if you enjoyed what you saw from these guys, make sure to throw everyone a follow. I've put the links in the chat, so they deserve all the support they can get.
Thank you, and thanks for commentating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a pleasure.